what's the phrase? I need to come out with the Chaz shirt. It says,
Oh
mine, oh God.
Oh my. That's what Spike was saying.
We had the Spike with us. We just got off the phone with the Beanstalk. Maybe my jackass will have one with me, But anyway. We actually, it's getting crunch time, Sean. It's getting crunch time, and come Saturday, the Chaz and his date's looking for a ticket, and we ain't got one. I'm letting her down already. Who knew Girth was such a big deal?
Girth or Garth?
I'm not talking about the horrible country music we heard after the races last night. I'm talking, what was the dude with the trumpet was weird. But anyway.
He was good, though.
He was good with the trumpet, but when he tried to sing, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Was that a trumpet or I thought it looked like a saxophone?
There was a trombone, a trumpet.
Not saxophone, but yeah, trombone.
Yeah, there was. But if you have access to 2 or more tickets, I'll just resell the other 2 and make some money. But I am looking for some, so contact me on Facebook or anything like that. Preferably donated, the Chaz's, like the Broke Joe of the racing world out here, but younger. I'm like a younger version of Broke Joe. We're sleeping in the car, 434,000. We're on the floor this week. Although I'll tell you what, man, sleeping on a mat. But we're old, dumb, and broke, and we're sleeping on a badass mat. And it's possibly, I have not woke up in the middle of the night at all once. Go to sleep, bam, done.
That's good. It's a good mat. Was it one of them memory foam mats or something like that, I think?
Yeah, it's like a memory foam mat. And I was looking into mattresses here recently when I was in another living situation, and they were trying to say that like the yoga mats, like they got this like yoga mattress, but it basically looks like a giant pillow in the size of a mattress, and they're like, that's the best sleeping for your back and health.
Yeah, good.
All right, let's just get to the shrooms. Let's just get to the shrooms. So we went up to Greenleaf Tobacco. Once again, this place is baller. They got the damn amazing cigar room. They got the vapes. They got the apparently the best prices of cigarettes. My fan from New Zealand said he went there to get cigarettes because apparently it's the cheapest in town. I can't believe we're promoting drugs right now. But speaking of promoting drugs, Spike was in the building. And he's like, let's go check this place out. How Spike's little fucking troll-looking ass is. Looks like fucking, some 5'10", regular average dude just pumped himself full of steroids at 25, and this is what's the leftovers at 40. But, I mean, we walk in there, and the booger sugar, Sean, the booger sugar and the mushroom gummies were for sale in there. And Spike, being Spike, he's like, let's just get some. Yeah, let's do them. Yeah, cool, let's go. And so we eat the bag came with 15 gummies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the booger sugar, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, the booger sugar, a little vial. It's like a joke, right? It's like a prop.
Yeah.
It looks just like the nose candy, which is why it's called booger sugar. It looks like the Coquiana. It looks like Coquiana. So he buys the Coquiana and the gummies. So we pop 2 of the gummies to start the evening there. And we go to the campground, and he's in the campground. He busts out this freaking this little, everybody backs up. They're all scared to death. And he pulls it out and snorts this booger sugar, which is, what did they say? It is caffeine. It's like powdered caffeine. It's like a high dose of just like caffeine, right?
Yeah, and it's got something else in it. I don't know. I'm not too much on the.
But it's all like an energy-based powder.
Yeah, it's a natural stuff, I guess. Not saying cocaine's natural too, but.
Oh my God! Don't endorse the drugs, Sean.
Yeah, it's a supplement, I guess, if that's what you want to call it.
But it looks just like the joke is, it looks just like cocaine. It's in a vial, and they give you a little snipper scooper deal, and he does a damn fake cocaine line in the campgrounds. The one guy who was there, he got thrown in jail the night before. He was gone after this. He was like, I'm fucking out of here. He just left. Like, we never saw him again. He's like, yeah, I got hemmed up. I blew a .28 last night, and they took me to the big house, and then fucking Spike, let's do some coke, and he pulls it out. And it's fake. Everybody knows this. Well, me and you know this. Nobody else really knew what was going on. They were scared to death, Sean.
Yeah.
Why did Spike do this to everybody?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Oh, no. Well, why is he such a trickster?
That's Spike, I guess.
Well, we couldn't find you a ticket. You do have tickets for Saturday. After this all happened, we were looking for tickets at this time. I didn't have a ticket either. And for some reason, my mind's like, hey, just ask David Gravel. He likes you. He ran over you with the golf cart. He owes you a bunch of money. We're in the middle of legal litigations now because I filed for assault. And I tried to file charges so that, we could come to an agreement and maybe I could buy a new car or something. I'm trying to get him to pay me off instead of going to court because he's on the road. He can't take time off. So I got him in a really good position. So I'm like, all right, well if you give me a ticket to Knoxville, I'll drop the charges on this. We'll cancel the charges on this assault charge that we have video evidence that he did while he was drunk. Gravel's like, yeah, just go to the Simpson trailer. They got you one. So he cut the deal. We dropped the charges on Gravel and the assault charge from hitting me with a vehicle. So we get the damn ticket. I go up in the damn stand, Sean, and I find this ticket area. And I get up to the row, and I start walking down. I'm like, wait, that guy looks familiar. Gravel set me up, Sean. He put me in like the fucking hornet's nest of the World Racing Group. I go up in there, and it's everybody. It's Kyle Larson's buddies, that hate me. It's the World Racing Group officials and these people I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, it's right. I'm like, oh, shit, David, you son of a bitch. I should have never made that deal. I should have took your ass to court for assaulting me with your fucking golf cart and your gravel gang. So I'm sitting there. I kind of scoot to the side because it was kind of empty. I don't know who he gave the tickets to, but they didn't fucking show up, But the whole row, the 2-3 rows of the whole thing was like World Racing Group owned. So I was sitting in the World Racing Group section of the Knoxville Raceway and
thinking, oh, fuck.
What the
fuck did you just get me into?
Well, it was a setup. You can't ever trust this little fucking, what is Spike called David Gravel, a vanilla midget? You can't trust the fucking vanilla midget, damn it. I swear to God. But anyway, so I'm sitting there. I scoot down because it was empty. Like I said, there was a lot of space open to the side. So I scooted down next to normal people that I kind of recognize. I'm like, all right, I don't know who this is. This guy, he probably don't make the calls or anything. And then halfway through the night, after Darren Pittman, well, actually not halfway, a couple heat races in, because we had watched Darren Pittman do some of Darren Pittman. Darren Pittman is the epitome of if you got it, you fucking got it, buddy. It don't matter. You go and do your midgets, your little kiddies who think you need to get a few more years. No. Darren Pittman was badass from the day he started, and he's badass right now. And that's what talent is, Sean. Talent don't need practice.
Right.
And even Spike said last night, and it's true, two of the best drivers in sprint car racing, at least over here for sure, don't even run sprint cars full time. Kyle Larson does it on the side. Darren Pittman, once he's done making his little race seats with this cushion padding, just jumps in a car. And first night at Williams Grove won. And now, a couple nights here at Knoxville, if there was a point system of the Capitani and your qualifying night, Darren's the guy.
Yep, he'd be right there.
He'd be the number one. He's tied with Larson.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kyle, I guess we got to get it. So, hold on. We got to continue the story while the dogs continue to bark. They're going to bark, ladies and gentlemen. They're the random people walking around. We're through the 2 heat races. And I hear somebody, hey, Chaz, I know you. Hey, guy. And so I scoot on down. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And it was a guy I met at Sharon who does work with World Racing Group part-time. And he doesn't know the Chaz as much as everyone sitting around him, of course. Because they were mugging the shit out of me. So then I was like, yeah. And he's sitting next to this older guy, nicely dressed. And we were generally talking about the racing and stuff. And he's talking about how he was a flag man. And he got to flag Knoxville the night before. And He's always down at New York, or he's always down at Volusia, and he does World Finals for the World of Outlaws and World Racing Group events, and he's from New York, and he started talking about New York and racing. I was like, yeah, I ran a modified up there because I ran the modified up there in New York. And then a couple heat races went by, and I was like, yeah, as far as flagging in New York, I ain't ever really paid much attention to flagging in New York, except that one time there was one dude who was like signaling Donnie Schatz and pissed off Sheldon and had to be the worst fucking flagman I've ever seen in my life. I don't know who that guy was. He goes, oh yeah, that was me, motherfucker. And then it was on, John. And then it was on.
It was me, motherfucker.
Oh, it was on.
Oh my gosh. What is that guy's name? Yeah, I do remember.
Farney.
Yes.
Farney.
Yes.
But anyways, it didn't go as aggressive and dramatic as I just explained it. But it was the flag. I was David Gravel, literally my numbered seat. The seat I was supposed to be in was the seat directly in front of the flagman from New York. That's the seat David Gravel gave me. This is the people we're dealing with, Sean. This is how this gang and mafia operates.
I'm sure he wasn't intimidated, was you?
The dude was pretty tall, Sean. He had some age on him. Yeah, he had the touch of gray going, but he had the authoritarian look. It was we talked about it, and he explained, why he does it, and it's a safety deal, and now he doesn't really do sprint cars the same as he does the modifieds, because apparently, and I did a follow-up video, I think, after that all happened, because I was like, I've learned he does this with modifieds. And I told him, I was like, it's so foreign to the rest of the country where you're signaling to the leader how far back second place is. Nobody sees that ever. That's like a signaling deal. They ban that in the late models. They don't want, they ban signaling. Right. Because they want the driver to be at charge of the dictation of the race with no assistance at all. But we had a decent conversation. We actually have an interview that's coming out here soon. I did interview the guy after the race, after several interesting conversations. We were also sitting next to Mike Henry, Caleb Henry's dad, and we first met when I helped Caleb get into the 10 car that kind of got him in the Midwest. Now he's in the 101 car. And then there was some Chaz fans who wanted their shirt signed, and it was all great and gravy. And then we get to the post race. We have one more thing that happened outside of racing that was crazy. Two more. And they both involved this fucking piece of shit named Spike. Both of them. That Spike does things way worse than signaling drivers. He signals the devil to be rosing again. I mean, he brings out the worst in people. So we're over there at the donuts. His ass is eating donuts and pizza and everything in the world. Freaking pig, I swear. And then he's like, hey, Spike want to meet Jeremy Elliott. So I texted Jeremy Elliott, and the Jeremy Elliott, the Elliott, as Spike calls him, the Elliott, they had a showdown. And we filmed it all. Did we not, Sean? We have this on film. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
He comes up. Jeremy Elliott was not afraid of Spike.
No, not at all. Not at all.
He got him, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he got him. Spike was shaking in his boots. And his maybe you know what? What happened there? Maybe he did shake in his boots, and he also, I think Jeremy Elliott scared the pants off of Spike because it ripped a hole in his pants, and then every girl in the damn concert venue was trying to grab Spike's butt. Why did that happen, Sean?
I don't know.
So we get to the concert. All the women were trying to grab Spike. And it's because he had a hole in his pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't wear underwear. This is how barbaric he is.
Wow.
Oh, and then the one girl was grabbing him from the crotch area too. Did you notice that? Pulled him in.
Yeah, I think I did.
And then I walked over because I was jealous. Of course, Spike gave me the hand job the night before, so I'm emotionally connected to Spike. And I was like, "No, don't take my man from me," And so I walk over there and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And then the girl starts grabbing my shit too. What the hell? This girl wanted to get sideways.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Okay, well, I guess I have to officially say that the Chaz is not God. I don't know if somebody was confused in that. Obviously, people believe that Kyle Larson is God. He is not. He is a man. People beat him all the time. They just get no credit when they beat him. He only gets credit when he beats them. But he qualified third. He did not suffer qualifying. And I, in my own defense, after qualifying, I made a video that said it was over.
Yep.
I did. I made a video. I said, Larson qualified third. Write the fucking check. It's over. It's over. And it was, Sean.
Last night it was, but after everything all shaked out, Pittman's going to be on the front row with him Saturday
But Sean, stop.
What?
Did you watch that motherfucking 57?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I seen what happened.
Did the 69 do anything the 57 did?
No.
Because he can't. I'm sorry. The 57's just got something going.
They do, I think.
People keep saying, I got private messages last night again, and we've pointed this out. They say, have you ever noticed how Larson's car wiggles and sort of floats around the track? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, if you want to know how, I'll tell you. And I'm like, dude, everybody sees that it's doing something differently. They just can't figure it out. And I don't think you know either. The only people who know how that car goes around that track is probably Paul Silva. I just think he throws Larson in there and he goes.
Really?
Oh, he's been getting beat all year.
It's remarkable.
He's been in the sprint car several times this year, obviously. He's been in all the midweek high limit Tuesday races, except one. He's been in a couple of the high limit events. He's been at the King's Royal. He was at the, the high limit races. He's just been getting beat, Ever since they did turn these headers upward, it has changed, but I just don't think that header is the reason.
I don't think well, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something. It has to be something. The combination.
Well, yeah, it is Kyle Larson. I heard they got a new motor in there, too. Motor's a big deal, obviously.
Yeah. It's just a weird combination.
Well, it's pretty much as simple as one of the best drivers ever. And I've always said this. I just don't put him above everybody, period. I put him above a lot of people. One of the greatest drivers in America. The best one we get to see, because I've always made the argument that people don't get the same opportunities, so you don't get to see everybody perform or have equal opportunities. But he's one of the best. He's in a decent car. And when you put one of the best drivers that there ever has been into a damn good car with a decent mind like Paul Silva, a really good, above average mind like Paul Silva, and you give him, it's not like he don't know this track. He's jumping on a bike he's always rode. That's another reason why Darren Pittman can travel and do well. It is tracks that he's been on. He knows how to get around them. Kyle Larson is the defending champion of this event. It's like he knows how to drive this racetrack that damn good. And it's going to be hard to beat, and you gotta hope a gravel's going to do something special. You gotta hope that a Darren Pittman's going to rekindle this unbelievable spirit, or Donnie Schatz is going to be Donnie, or you gotta have somebody like that to beat Kyle Larson.
Yeah, and like I said yesterday, I think I did the track being juiced up. I think that's just throwing everybody off, but I think
It widened out yesterday. It was slick in the qualifying.
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see. I didn't think Larson was going to qualify either last night after watching him the last couple races. I was at home watching it on Dirt Vision, and they announced him, winner, and blah, blah, blah. He gets up on the stage, and I heard some boos. Did you hear some boos last night there?
I didn't. I mean, there's way more cheers, trust me.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I did hear a mixture of boos and
well, finally, Kyle, you're being booed. Finally, Steve Kinzer was booed. Donnie Schatz was booed. Sammy Swindell was booed. When you dominated this sport, people hated you. So you've got a pass for a long time for people just getting on their knees and licking, the goat's milk, I guess we could call it. Finally, somebody's fucking booing you. Oh my God, how could they disrespect the Jesus age Christ of Kyle Larson?
Could you imagine if he gets beat tomorrow night?
If he gets drove by, that should be the star. But I mean, who knows? It will be different to lead 50 laps.
Well, and a lot of them say they'd rather be running second, than first. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. That last half is where it's going to be.
And by the way, I do like his headers. They sound killer. It sounds, and I was talking to that flagman from New York. I was like, it sounds like a freaking next-gen car. It sounds like a NASCAR Cup car when it comes by. Now, they intentionally turn their pipes out for that sound and noise to cause the vibration and experience for the fans, so they intentionally built the car to sound that loud. But it also has a different throat to it. It has a tone to it. It actually sounds almost like I said, a Cup car going by.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a... It's hard.
If you've ever been to a NASCAR Cup race, that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like a Cup car.
Yeah. It's just got a different sound. It's hard to explain. It's almost like they got mufflers. They all do, but it's almost like a muffled sound.
But an intentional muffler, like a mag flow or something. It's to sound cool.
Yeah.
You don't think it sounds cool?
Larson's car?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sounds pretty badass. I mean, it's just different that they're trying something and they've obviously got something figured out.
I still think that the header is a distraction, though. It's not what it is. It's not the trick. But what they really do have figured out is they got Kyle Larson driving a good car. And that's about all you damn need to do what he's doing.
Right.
At the end of the day. I mean, that's just I was going to say, I mean, if all the cars had those headers on there and they all made that noise, I think it might be better for the fan experience because it sounds cool.
Well, and how many people are going to be like, oh, he's got something figured out. Let's all start doing it.
Yeah, I don't know who manufactured that piece, but you might want to start selling them because they will sell.
Oh, yeah. Speed secret of some sort. I mean, obviously they know what's going on, but yeah, when somebody has got something new out there and figured something out, everybody's going to have it too. And so you never know. These cars might be running these mufflers or headers turned up next year.
Well, and people have done turned up headers before. This is not the first header that's ever been turned up. There's been some that are turned out. Most of the time they're turned down to get on the ground away from the tire. That's kind of the idea. It doesn't heat the tire. It shoots the heat up instead of back. It's not the first time. I know a guy down in Texas named Kevin Ramey. He was a 305 driver. He actually won the Race Saver Nationals a few years ago. He had a same style of header. He called them Longhorn headers because they turned up like that. And the non-wing world and midgets they called them super traps. And they've had them on. I know Chase Briscoe ran some. And they actually they'll go above the tire. It's not just a turnout. They're like obnoxious. Have you seen those before, the super trap style muffler?
Yeah. But with that curve coming out of the end of the header, it's got a little bit of back pressure than just, straight.
Depends on how they build them.
I still think
the outside's not the inside.
Right, but I still think that curve, just that little bit of a curve there, is adding back pressure of some sort, and yeah, it's just.
Well, that could work in like a traction control style way too, though. That could make it a little smoother operation on the throttle and not as erratic.
True, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They got something figured out.
I don't think it's in the header. I think it's Kyle Larson with a good car, and you're fucked when Kyle Larson has a good race car, guys. You need David Gravel to be superstar, man. You need Donnie Schatz to be Donnie. You need something. Speaking of Donnie being Donnie, it is Hard Knocks night, ladies and gentlemen. And how many cars is in this damn thing you were saying?
79, I believe. 78, 79, somewhere in there.
78, 79. By the way, that little qualifying pool I entered, where I picked Corey Day, Anthony Macri, I pretty much won the money. So we won. We're a winner. There at the compound, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Aaron Reitzel, Zeb Wise, Casey Kane, Kerry Matson, Tanner Holmes, Carson McCarl, Hunter Schoenberg. Who's locked in? Let's get the locked ins up first, because it wasn't just Larson. I saw Brady Bacon was very happy. He's locked in. You're fine. Take time. Bill Baylog locked in. First time ever. And apparently he was very emotional, crying over his cheese and syrup. Sheldon Hodenschild. I think that's kind of a shocker for Sheldon to lock in. I was trying to think off the top of my head while you're looking this up. Obviously, the second night, track was a little bit wider. More people were able to pass. I think Giovanni Scelzi, who was your number 1 point guy after night number 1, ended up being 4th or 5th overall because of how many points were scored on that second night with the track widened out. We do have the list now in front of us. So Kyle Larson is tied with Darren Pittman, but since he finished ahead of him in the main event, he is allotted the number 1 position. Darren Pittman outside of him. Tyler Courtney in 3rd. Tyler Courtney, I actually want to say, was impressed because he fell back in the beginning of that A main. He was getting, I believe he was racing with Brad Sweet and a few other people deeper in the field. And then Brad Sweet passed Tyler Courtney, if I remember correctly, but he came back and got 4th. Carson Macedo, who was battling up front with Rico and Larson, is in 4th. And then Gio Scelzi, like I said, he was the number 1 point guy after night number 1. He is into the 5th position. 6th is Rico Abreu, who ended up finishing 2nd. 7th, Brian Brown. Kind of a quiet Brian Brown. We didn't really hear him. He didn't do nothing really flashy. I know Wade interviewed him after the heat race, but for him to be 7th in overall points, kind of sneaky, you know. But once again, qualify well, run a decent heat race, run a decent main, and you're high in points. That's how it goes. Anthony Macri in 8th overall. This is where you get into more so the meaningful lock-ins. Brady Bacon, I saw he was losing his mind on Facebook. Scott Boguski, probably the biggest shocker, I would say, is Scott Boguski on this list. Corey Day all the way back in 11th. If he's going to challenge Larson, he's got plenty of time to do it, but he's back there. Brett Marks, and then Bill Baylog, once again, heard he was very ecstatic to make it. He's been trying his whole career, finally made it into the show. Sheldon Hodenschild in 14th. I think that's a bit of a surprise. I think people would have potentially said he would do okay, but he's not. He's a high bank, on the wall guy, not a flat track float in the middle dude, and he got it done, and locking into the show. Chase Randall and then Jacob Allen also into the main event. So that's a pretty stout little race there. Chase Randall, it'll be interesting to see how he does. B-main lock-ins, people who are more than likely not going to Hard Knocks night. Because obviously if you win the B-mains, you do start in front of the Hard Knocks guys, I believe, right? The Hard Knocks guys start at the back of the field behind your B-main transfers. So if you're in a good position in the B-main, you don't want to do the Hard Knocks night because you're finishing in rows ahead of the Hard Knocks guys who you may not even do well. I think it's only the winner and second that transfer, correct, to the main event, first and second place? I believe so. That's it. Yeah. If we're wrong, sorry, suck my dick. But anyway, Brad Sweet's in the B. Justin Peck is in the B, outside front row. Matt Jewell, Corey Eliason, James McFadden, David Gravel, Garrett Williamson, Dusty Zomer, Brock Zierfoss, and Cap Henry. So David Gravel's the one that everybody's going to be watching to drive through the field. I believe he had to come through the field last year. I believe he finished 2nd last year.
Well, he got in a little...
But he had to come from the back.
Yeah.
He
had a little incident.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning. All right, now go ahead and pull up those Hard Knocks nights. I just wanted to go down there and let y'all know who the lock-ins and everything is for the main event Saturday. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Can David Gravel save the sprint car world? He may be our only chance with his golf cart. So you got Danny Sams in here as well tonight. Danny Dietrich, Jack Dover, Zach Hampton, Michael Buddy Kofoid. That's got a circle around his name. He did not perform how we thought he would. Jason Martin, Sam Haverteep Jr., a couple of ASCS drivers there. Kelby Watt, Ryan Timms, Riley Goodnow, Tasker Phillips, Donnie Schatz. This is
Shocker.
He's got to get one of the two. He's got to get one of the two, Sean.
Yeah, it's a shocker.
If there was a bet, if there was odds on this field tonight, he's the Kyle Larson odds. Is he not? He has to be.
I would think so. What really is the bigger shocker for me is Schatz and Brad Sweet.
But Sweet's in the B at the front.
Yeah, but I would have thought he would have locked into the A. But
qualifying. He ran well in the main event.
Yeah. He's lost his luster for some reason.
I hear that it's a one and done for high limit, personally. But anyway, we'll save that for another time. We'll save that nugget. You put that in the back of your head. I got some inside info. But anyway, Donnie Schatz, Blake Hahn, Landon Crawley, Jamie Ball. And honestly, I don't know who the top two. I was going to say Kofoid and Schatz is your guaranteed top two, but look at this. Logan Schuchart is on this list. He almost won the race. He had the battle there with Corey Day to begin the year at Knoxville. He's obviously came from the back several times at Knoxville in the Nationals. I mean, Logan Schuchart is not a slouch, guys, and he's had speed here recently. I know he started the year kind of slow, but he's had speed. Spencer Baston is another threat. He can be a hitter. Linton Jeffrey, Austin McCarl. Is that the biggest letdown for the locals so far?
I believe so. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. And a lot of people had high hopes for him. We picked him above Brian Brown, as far as what we thought he would do. Because he had been running well and Brown had somewhat been struggling. Yeah, I'm looking down the list, guys. This is not going to be this hard Knox night's going to be a little hard, I'm telling you. You got Justin Henderson in there in the Guy Forbrick ride. Cole Macedo, who has been so strong this year in the Tarleton car. You would think that would be a little bit better of a combination. Dason Persley, who's been strong in the 25. Emerson Axum, as you said. Tough. You got Tanner Thorson. You got former champion of the event, Tim Shaffer, in the list. Let's see here. Just looking at for some more notables. Clint Gardner, who got screwed with his motor issue. Caleb Henry's in here. Jake Buback. I'm still howling Jake Buback. JJ Hickles in here. Tim Kading he pulled off the racetrack. Just going down the list to get Ryan Giles had bad luck as well. Terry McCarl, he just missed the line so much in qualifying. I was like, what is going on here? And then, of course, Sammy Swindell, I guess, would be the biggest notable. Are we going to watch him take laps tonight, Sean?
Yeah.
His car looks so cool. Everybody's talking about it. It's awesome. But, I mean, come on.
Again? Experimenting at the
This was the same thing last year. I think he was entered and he didn't make the heat and he started the C and for some reason couldn't get qualifying going on Hard Knocks and loaded up and then started and parked in the last main of the race on Saturday or something. Is there an appearance fee for him to be here or something? What is he doing? Is he collecting a check?
Possibly.
But that car doesn't look like it's a collecting the check situation. It looks like they want to get laps in on that vehicle.
Well, they should have done it before now.
They should have. I honestly can't blame Sammy. When I look, as fucked up as his motivations could or could not be, I don't think that's the case. He probably does enjoy coming. I mean, the motivation of that car and the situation he's in is just as fucked up. It's just as I don't understand it. But anyways, this is going to be tough. If I was to pick two, I would say Kofoid and Schatz. But when you throw in Logan Schuchart and you throw in Austin McCarls and like you were saying, Emerson Axum is a threat. Spencer Baston is a threat. I mean, we're still ignoring some up here with Aaron Reitzel is a threat. I mean, here is his track here now. I mean, Dietrich, Sams, Dover. If Sam Haverteep Jr. can hit one every now. Ryan Timms used to be the Corey Day. It's one away now. But Blake Hahn, it's almost like we got an ASCS 360 Nationals here.
Yeah, checkers or wreckers. I think it's do or die tonight.
Oh, my God. Do or die. Okay? Do I do her, Sean? Is she pretty enough?
That's up to you.
Why you gotta speak that way about Spike? Jesus Christ. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for the show today. It's over. I don't know what to say, guys. You need to cross your fingers for a flat tire or some lap car to be paid off to make some money in Vegas if you want to stop Kyle Larson. There's no other way to beat him.
Yeah, he's going to be a tough one.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are still looking for 2 tickets to Saturday night. Some kind of ticket, some kind of situation. Hit me up if you have a way or a wherewithal to make that a reality. But you already have tickets, Sean.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Even though I've been going all week, you haven't. I won't be there Saturday if we can't find these tickets.
You'll find some.
I'm not sucking dick, Sean.
I'm not saying you have to.
Sorry, I thought you were a Larson fan. All right, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.
This is how we do.